Hello everyone, this is Sergei from Ushanka Show again, and today another video about my grandparents' house. And there were quite a few questions from subscribers asking questions about the wood burning stoves that been used to heat the houses and also to cook. So I just want to show you the house my grandparents lived, and then I made a little drawing to show you the location of the wood burning stoves. My grandfather Sergei built this house in mid-1950s, maybe end of 1950s. He took apart his old house, which was a single room, and they made it larger. So this is a two-room house, has two wood-burning stoves. Roofing is made from this heavy cement tile. And on the drawing, I'll show you location of where is north, where is south. This particular photo was taken, I believe, in 2002 when I came to visit my family. House was abandoned by that time. My parents still used it as like a summer home to spend summer vacation all the way through the 90s. I stopped going there since 1995. That's when I came to America for the very first time, and I spent every summer since 1995 in Michigan. So this is 2002, house is abandoned, and most homes on this street were also abandoned. I already had a video about the entire street. If you missed it, link will be below in the comment section. Okay, so here we go. So as you see, I'm sitting on a little bench on the street. So it's west of the house at where the street was. And so this is a drawing of an actual house. Some of you may remember I have a picture of my grandfather sitting on the porch. So this is the porch. Door, go in, and it's a so-called сенцы, kind of strange word. So that's not heated area, has a large window here, but it's usually been used in the winter for storing firewood. Otherwise, my grandpa kept his motorcycle, his moped here, not motorcycle. And another little room was like a storage area. That's what they kept salt, a bag of salt, sugar, canning goods. Also a little unheated room with a tiny little window here. Now, in northern Ukraine, probably in other areas too, usually the northern wall is so-called глухая стена. So there's not a single window on that wall. So northern walls have no windows. That's just like the way it's being built. So if you're trying to locate your house, so you have most of the windows facing south and east, maybe west, but there'll be no windows on the north side. So when you come into the house, that's the first room, and that's what the wood burning stove on the right. Then we had a table, and we had my grandparents, that's where they slept. In the summer, in the winter, they slept on the top on this wood burning stove. So let me see if I can get you. All right, so this is that wood burning stove in the first room. So you walk in from here. There's a door, slightly see, and this is where my grandma cooked. And also this whole thing, if you burn enough wood, it'll be all warm, especially on the top here. So that's where my grandparents slept in the winter. This is their bed. They slept normally. And they actually had like a step built on the top of the footboard, so it helps you to climb up on the top. So this is the wood burning stove in the first room. Okay, so now we're looking at this corner right here. That's the next picture. As I said, there was our stuff was still in the room in the house, although it was abandoned. Surprised people didn't steal everything. So here we go. So there's this dining room table. I had a little drawer. This is the icon that my grandparents had. Each room had one icon in that particular corner. I'm not sure why there will be southwest corners picked, but this is both of them has an icon in the same corner. And right here, if you listen to my story about how much my grandpa liked Brezhnev, this is actually our family picture, and I took it to Kiev, and I forgot to put in my case when I was packing, going back to Michigan. So this is around family pictures. In the middle is Leonid Brezhnev. That's how much my grandpa loved Leonid Brezhnev, that he placed his photo in the middle, and around its family members. So that's pretty interesting, right? So this is the corner where the dining room table was, and the flooring is the wide boards made out of pine. Also, I want to point out there was only one window in the first room facing south, and it was the only window in our house that actually could be open, both sides. It also was a little window here, but it was going into this little entry hallway. So just one window. Now, other room, second room, was way sunnier. It had 4 windows. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you remember looking at this picture, so this is those 2 windows facing the street, and 2 more windows right here. So second room was nice and brightly lit during the summer. And I think my grandparents didn't use this room at all in the winter. It was way too cold. They just used this wood burning stove called Grupka. It's a different design. I'll show you a picture in a second. So 4 windows here. Only this window had a little tiny window, fortishka, could be open. The rest was just a window. You couldn't ever open it. Okay, so now you're looking at the second room, and this is so-called Grupka. So this stove, also brick stove, was made only for heating. It was not made for cooking. It was way smaller, so it started collapsing already. You see, so the moisture coming from the ground, and it started destroying the stove. You have to constantly burn wood in it, or periodically, otherwise brick will just absorb moisture from the ground. And my grandpa spent a lot of time looking for the perfect spot. So you see, this was critical. So according to my mom, for several days he was putting on the grass upside down frying pan and checking it out. And he found a spot where the frying pan was pretty much always dry, so there was no moisture coming out from the ground. That's what he placed the main wood burning stove. This one was in different slight location, and as you see, moisture started seeping in and destroying the stove. So this one was used in the winter, so they will just burn some fire here to keep this room from freezing. And I remember my mom said that on the very cold nights, even in this room, which was heated intensively, when they wake up in the morning, there'll be buckets with water and the ice will be on the top of the bucket. This is how poorly insulated these homes were. And I have another picture. I'll add it. This is a table when my grandparents sit with my mom when they got the radio in early 1960s. This is the bed where I normally slept, or if my parents come for spend the summer vacation, they'll occupy this bed, and I will sleep on the back of this Grupka. So it has a nice sleeping area, and of course you need to have a pretty thick mattress because it's just brick, so it's pretty firm to sleep on. So this is pretty much the setup. And I remember going to neighbors' houses. They had similar situation. Northern wall had no windows, and brick stoves were never built in the middle of the rooms. They always were in the corner, and normally on the northern wall as well. So they tried to heat up that area as much as they could. So this is pretty much the basic setup of northern Ukrainian 2-room house. There could be different options. Some people who had more money, they would use wood siding, like ours looked just like a log cabin. It was just exposed logs. People who had extra money, they will put the siding on it made out of wood boards, and then they painted different colors. Ours just like basic log cabin, nothing fancy. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little story. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I can add more information, but this is what basics, how people lived in these primitive log cabins in northern Ukraine. Thank you for watching Ushanka Show. До побачення. Goodbye.